CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. Gotta get my chicken sign on. In today's video, guys, we have your Season 60 sneak peek. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This one is called April Fools. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. I cannot wait to show you guys what we have loaded up for this season. It's going to be crazy. We're going to go over the stats and everything that you guys need to know for this season. So, April. Really the best time to test the not-so-good ideas like 3 grapplers or negative nodes. These nodes can lower your bonuses or remove defenses. That's right. Why would you ever choose them? Let's see. So, as Mr. Hammerman has said, we have this season, for the first time ever, take a look at this, negative nodes. So these are going to cost 1 key. They can potentially take away your defenses, or they can potentially reduce your stat boost, if we look at some of the ones over here. So, there's only 3 of them in the tree, I believe. There's this one here before rocket choppers. We'll go over the layout of the tree in a second. There's this one here after 3R before 4R. And there is this one here just before, what is this, 5 engines. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any after. Oh no, there's 4 of them. Yeah, and then there's this one here, which is a really interesting one. And that's it for the whole season. So, before we get into the tech tree, let's take a second to go over the season stats, because this is going to be another season where we have stat multi-nodes. They're bringing those back for this season. So, if we can just pull one up here. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of stats like this. So, when I show you the full season stats, just keep in mind that troop health, troop damage, building damage are able to be adjusted. So, boom, let's take a look at this. So, season 60 stats. So gunboat energy is 100% with the potential for a minus 50%. Gunboat energy is 100% with the potential for minus 50%. DBD has a maximum potential of 250% with a maximum negative percentage of 20%. There's only one of them in the negative nodes. It'll likely be some sort of mashup. Building health is 100%. It is not available in the stat nodes. Troop damage, maximum 250%. Troop health, maximum 250% with a negative 40% possible chance being applied to troop damage and negative 60% possible chance being applied to troop health. So what does that mean? It means I think it's going to be a defensive season. I think it's going to be a defensive season. That being said, with 250% potential max troop damage, let's take a look at Seekers. And there is one stat node before that, so I mean, they got to take out one of those things. If you're going to rush to Seekers, you got to pay the tax. Whoops. I got to move this off the screen. So let's run through the whole tech tree here. Let's back it up a second. I just want to show you the cool stuff right out of the gates. So right at the beginning, now this is a new season. We're no longer going back and replaying seasons. This is a brand new season. The season is going to last for 3 weeks. So this is going to be normal chest values, nothing crazy about it. If we skip ahead to the ones that are easier to look at, 18 keys for iron, 20 keys, 360 for gold, that's normal. 22 keys for diamond, 400,000 tokens, and for legendary, we're looking at 25 keys, 450,000. So they still have that key nerf that they brought in a few seasons back. So it's not as advantageous to get to diamond on, as soon as possible. But it's still worth. Obviously, it's still worth getting the rank chests and moving up like that. So, yeah. So, let's take a look at this opening start. Now, this opening start is interesting because you've got a lot of really important decisions to make right at the beginning. So, in terms of troops, we only have warriors to use right now. So, if we scoot forward a little bit, there's also the option of tanks, and there's the option of rocket choppers. But rocket choppers come after 3 engines, and you have to take a stat node, you have to take a negative node right off the start. And what's interesting, you would think, oh, rocket choppers are going to crush. I'll take the -1 cannon or flamethrower or whatever. Who cares? Look what we have to use with them. And this is potentially 2 extra cannons here. Smokes also only cost 8 keys, which is interesting. We do have flares down this side, but there's no shocks for very very long time in this tech tree. So you're not going to be able to shock anything with the rocket choppers. You will be able to smoke and flare them. So, you know, maybe that's all you need for the cannons on a 3-engine setup. But, you know, we don't have critters. You don't really have any gunboat abilities to use with the rocket choppers to make them good. Those don't come in until very later on in the... Where even are critters? Yeah, they come. They're at the very end of the tech tree. So no critters, no shocks, nothing you can throw down in front to distract from the rocket choppers right away. So if you want to use rocket choppers, then you got to pay the tax, and you gotta be really quick with them. Boom cannons are not online until after 4 years, so something to keep in mind there. But in terms of troops, I don't know if tanks are the way to go. It seems like a waste of keys to me. I think, you know, either try to survive with warriors if you need to get a couple chests, which should be easy enough opening day. I mean, the defense isn't too crazy where it's going to completely shut down warriors. Because then once we get past 3 engines, we've got DBD, we've got troop damage, we've got riflemen, potentially Kavan, flare, and heavies. I think it'll be a heavy rush meta out of the gates. We have our second negative node. So if you want to get building health, you're going to have to sacrifice either troop damage, troop health, or building damage. And obviously you're going to be able to swap these out, you know, through the season as we progress. But, you know, that's going to be interesting to have to make those decisions. I think building health will be worth it. And, you know, depending on how many, well, what troops you're using. I don't know, that's tough because those are all good stats too. But building health is building health. Building health is key, is king. So after 4, we have boom cannons. We've got a couple regular multi-nodes, and then we got a stat multi-node. Troop health, troop damage, or building damage. So this will probably be another season where the where your tokens are going to stack up, so don't be shy about spending them. Also, I just noticed this. This is kind of weird. So if we take the building path route, technically boom cannons are 3 engines if you don't want to go 4 right away. But then you have to go Spark and Scorcher, which is kind of interesting. So after 4 ER, we can go Zukas, we can get our machine guns finally. Very early barrage, and potentially people won't have building health, so that might be nice. And then we've got super early heavy chopper and seeker. So even though we're taking, you know, this little penalty here, I think seekers are going to absolutely crush because there's no shock mines and there's no shock launchers yet. So I mean, you can get the seekers right away. There's also a boost for them somewhere. I think that doesn't come until later on, but you can see the little canister beside all these troops. That means there is a troop boost for them somewhere in the tech tree. So to take a minus, you know, 20% damage on the seekers, I think they're going to be pretty strong right out of the gates. And also super early heavy choppers, which is kind of cool. So after 5, what are we looking at? We've got mechs on kind of a nothing node. We got Grens over here, so we probably want to skip those. But we do want to get to shocks really quickly. So it depends. If we're going to use brick, then go brick. I don't think we have a hero in the tech tree at this point other than Everspark. Kavan's early, so we might go Grens. We might go Grens just because it's cheaper than unlocking brick. Then we have Shock Bomb, and then we have a nice prototype over here. So that would probably be the next stop after 5. And shock launchers, definitely need those. Then we got our first troop boost. All on potentially not the best troops. Where are the bombardiers? Bombardiers are after... Oh, bombardiers are after 6. That's a long ways away. So heavy chopper rush will probably be a thing. Heavy chopper seeker will be a thing. Heavy chopper rocket chopper will be fairly strong. So maybe rocket choppers right out of the gate. If heavy choppers are just around the corner, maybe that's starting to make some sense. We've got some interesting multi-nodes. 2 boom cannons, another shock launcher, or 10 shock mines, which is pretty huge. I like this penalty node, or negative node, because it really makes you think. So there's 2 boom cannons. So this is cool because the boom cannons are going to be best against heavy chopper and rocket chopper, or heavy chopper rush. Machine guns are going to be best against the seekers, because that's just a lot of splash damage. 4 of them, 4 machine guns, that's a lot. Or 1 critter launcher, and critter launcher is usually best against bombardiers. A critter launcher under a sky shield can shut them down. I don't know if we have any sky shields though, not at this point. So yeah, lots of decisions to make. We do also have bullet. We got troop health over here. Rocket launchers, laser rangers make their way in at 6 ER. More DBD, troop damage. These are just firm stat nodes. They don't change. And then we've got prototypes over here. Do we have any Sky Shields this season? We got a big boost. Heavies, Heavy Choppa, or Seekers. I think the boost for the Heavies there might make the most sense because although Heavy Choppers are the troops we're using, they drop the Heavies. It's the Heavies doing the most damage, right? So, yeah, I think that makes sense. And then we've got potentially Critters at the end of the tech tree. We do have a Sky Shield, okay. And then we got another stat multi-node, and then we have Cryo Bombs at the very end of the tech tree. So you want to make sure you make it to the end of the tech tree because Cryo Bombs are always amazing. But yeah, that is Season 60, April Fools. I'm pretty excited for this one, guys. I think that's going to be a very fun tech tree to work with. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the metas are going to develop and everything like that. So you guys let me know what you think for your starting path out of the gates. I'm still kind of undecided right now. It's a lot of new stuff to figure out, but it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. So you guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. As always, thanks so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Check it out. Bear.